on the world. We're gonna take on the world. Standing up tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules. We're gonna take on the world. 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 Feeling the kid.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nilesh Mathure. I'm one of the co-founders of SaasTribe. And today we are going to get an overview from co-founders of Novel. I'm really excited about Novel because it's quite a unique platform in terms of what you can do with your videos and how it enables you to drive additional sales. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the co-founders of Novel here. Hi, Joe. Hi, Grant. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. Thank you.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, doing
Thank you
well.
for
So first of all, congratulations on such a great platform. We're looking forward to getting an overview, get some Q&A, and at the end, do the giveaway as well. So thanks for being so generous. And really, so tell me a little bit about Novel. What's the, like, how many, how big is your team? Where are you based? And what did drive you to develop Novel?
Yeah, so today, small and mighty team, we have 6 full-time employees and then a handful of contract engineers developing the platform. Core team is based out of Los Angeles, although Grant is currently calling in from Atlanta, and he'll be in LA soon, right, Grant?
That's right.
So the idea for Novel actually came out of our previous experience developing in video technology. Prior to Novel, we had a live stream platform, but we noticed a much bigger opportunity based off of market trends. And I think there were 3 core trends that we noticed. The first one being that we live in a world now where video leads consumer behavior. Adults and young adults are now watching 2 hours of short form mobile video content every single day on their phones.
Yes.
through TikTok, through Instagram. And because of this, brands are now investing significantly more than they did in the past on mobile video. We also noticed that there weren't any great tools to build out mobile websites, mobile landing pages that matched those trends of mobile content. So mobile websites, mobile landing pages have not changed for 5 years. They haven't been optimized to fit these content trends. So coming out of that is Novel, a super easy to use interactive video builder that allows brands and individuals to create these highly immersive, interactive mobile landing pages.
Excellent. Excellent. So we have quite a few folks here. Just let me quickly acknowledge them. Hey, Corey, Aditya, BL, Samota, Ranveer, Peter, Umar. I'm sure I'm missing quite a few here because we have the live stream in 2 different groups. Jason, how's it going? Okay. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and go ahead and queue your questions, and then we can go ahead and take some of those questions as well. So I see with Novel, you already have a few testimonials on the website. There are a few customers who are already using it. How long have you been around, Joe?
Yeah, so I can take. We started developing Novel just at the end of 2021.
Yeah.
And we, at the beginning of April of this year, went out to our first beta cohort of customers. Currently on the platform, we have just south of 100 customers, 100 different brands that are on the platform. And then we're also catching up on a very large wait list that we captured over the last 2 months as we were in our beta period. Something that's really exciting for us is we decided to launch generally available with our Appsumo deal. So this is the first week of general availability, and we are now onboarding many brands, and our small but mighty team that Joe just spoke to is very busy this week, as you could imagine, getting customers on. And we have teams spanning from the e-commerce space to real estate, to many different sales teams, to small and medium-sized businesses. So the broad application of the platform is really showing its true colors.
Excellent. And what kind of feedback are you getting from customers who were with you from beta, right? I mean, you've probably made a lot of changes, a lot of improvements as you get a lot of feedback. But what are the customers seeing when they're using a Novel platform? Have you got some case studies, use cases where it has sort of like been driving sales, certain type of CTA because of what they can do with their videos now with Novel?
Yeah, one of the interesting trends is when we set out to build Novel, the goal was to, at a very high level, reduce the friction for the viewer of video content in getting to that call to action that the person or creator was trying to get that viewer to, right? So in other words, we were trying to marry together the interactivity with the media content. And as we've gone out into beta, many of our customers are seeing and feeling this for the first time, right? So this is the first time viewers are able to, carry out that same interactive point within video. Many of the legacy solutions out there, they overlay a button or overlay a link on top of videos and take you somewhere else, right? And we try to reduce that friction, right? So one of the resounding pieces of feedback to your question is, okay, now that we understand this, now that we see how effective this can be, how do we bring this experience closer to our own domains, right? How do we embed this on our website? How do we create that social media experience that Joe was speaking to earlier that everyone has become so almost addicted to? How do we bring that to our own spaces, right? That includes blog posts, that includes with the packages that you're sending, is there a way to print out QR codes and include them that drive to these virtual experiences? So what we've looked to do throughout our beta period is make that experience a bit more seamless, to distribute these experiences across the whole customer lifecycle. And our work isn't done, right? Like, we're still in the very early days, and we have some really exciting ways that we're going to enable customers to bring that experience closer to their domain over time.
Excellent. And touching back on so currently Novel is great for recorded videos, to drive sales through recorded videos. Joe mentioned you have some background in Livestream. So going back to that comment, do you have any plans to enable live streamers with sales and embedded sales as well from a Novel perspective?
Yeah, Grant, I can answer that one. So
Yeah.
it's because it's our background, it's just a switch that we can turn on at some point in the future.
Yes.
However, we've made decisions to not have that as a feature today.
Yes.
Because of our exposure to it, and early data showing that the U.S. market is maybe a year or two out from adopting that as a viable channel for shopping. Not that there aren't platforms out there, and not that it's not something we can't implement even in the near term if there's demand for it, because that's where we started. But with our launch and opening our platform, we wanted it to be more broadly applicable, and something that could be leveraged with normal video types as opposed to prioritizing like live streaming.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about the Appsumo campaign. Why Appsumo campaign? Seems like you already have beta customers. Why did you decide to go on Appsumo campaign? How long is the campaign going to run? And what do you aim to achieve from your Appsumo campaign?
Yeah, so our Appsumo campaign kicked off because of the value and the feedback that the Appsumo community provides. I think it's probably no surprise to the audience here that the feedback that's provided is very colorful and extremely rapid, right? Speed is so important for our team because we're iterating week over week, right? We don't have a ton of red tape to develop new features. So when we hear feedback, we act on it right away, right? And I think, one of the representative illustrations of this is when we launched on day one, Tuesday, so just 3 days ago, we received feedback about the different limits on the Appsumo deals. We received 2 different pieces of feedback on the product to improve areas. And I can proudly say Friday morning, all 3 of those feedback items have been addressed. Right. And it's just the power of the Appsumo community, and the feedback from the community goes far beyond the revenue bottom line. Right. It's so important that before we grow our team, before our product, establishes kind of its true SaaS model, that we really get the true unfiltered feedback that's necessary to provide value across different industries. So that's the why behind Appsumo. In terms of the length of the deal, right now we have plans to at minimum be on Appsumo for 4 months. So that's something we've worked with the Appsumo team on. This is our first time on Appsumo. We've gotten the question, why is this not a select deal already? And it's just one of the parameters of Appsumo. When you go on for the first time, you need to show success before you become a select partner. So we hope to be there, and we're seeing a lot of positive signs in that direction. But that's in a nutshell the why behind Appsumo.
Yes, it is a very unique platform indeed. So I wish you a lot of success. I would like to see Novel going places and a lot of adoption especially from all the user community which we have and outside as well. So Why don't we? I think we have quite a few folks joined in. I think a lot of people are waiting for getting an overview. Can we jump into it? And then we
Yeah,
can take some questions. Yeah?
absolutely.
Okay.
All right, my screen is shared here.
Yes, just 1 second. There we go.
Wonderful. Hello to the audience out there. I'm excited to take you through the end-to-end demo here for Novel. What you're seeing here on your screen is our home screen. And you'll notice up here on the top left that it says journeys. This concept of journeys is what we call these video experiences. So you'll hear me throughout the demo reference journeys. And I'm just referencing those video experiences, the combination of your media content with an application where your viewers or your audience can interact. Now, if we go just below the journeys label, you'll notice there's a collection of cards here. There are quite a few brands represented. And the reason there's a number of brands represented is this is my account. So I've created these campaigns or these different video experiences for these brands. Now, if you were to create your Novel account, you would only have access to your brands, right? Or your particular video experiences. You wouldn't see all that's being shown here. But this is a good representation of what your experience might look like as you start to build out more and more video experiences. Now, before we go through the creation process or I show you an existing journey, I do want to call out something that's not always the flashiest part of a demo, which is if you look here on the bottom left of each card, you'll see that there is a word that says data, right?
Yes.
And this data component, while just a small word on the screen, is really key in allowing you to understand that return on investment. Right? So in the data experience today, you're able to export the raw data from the applications where you're capturing information from your audience. You're also able to simply see the conversions. So how many of those viewers actually engaged with the different applications, as well as how many people viewed your experience. Now, I call this out because this is a really key area where we as a Novel team are doubling down, right? We know how key data is to understanding the insights behind the video experiences. And we are in, I would call it day one of building out this experience. Some of the things that are planned in the data area include A/B testing. So being able to create two different variants of your video experience and test those experiences with your audience, right? Understanding which one is more efficient. We also plan on providing you a way to see where viewers are dropping off. So across the full experience, where are people disengaging with that experience? So you have the ability to, in real time, improve that video experience. So I'll take a pause right there on the data conversation, and we'll transition over to an actual live experience, so we can see exactly what it looks like to build an experience out. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we're going to click on this Birchbox Skin Lab video experience, and you'll see when I click on this, we have this loading screen that's dropping me into what we call our storyline builder. Right? And the storyline builder is the self-service component of the tool, meaning this is where you can take your video content and marry it with that application. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing a single scene where there's an influencer in this case that's talking about the Birchbox product. And then down below, you have an application. In this case, they are using the Shopify application to serve up their product directly in context of video. Now, if I was to come into here for the first time and I was creating my first video experience, you would actually see an empty scene. You can think of these scenes as like a Facebook story or an Instagram story or a TikTok experience. you can create these video experiences as short or as long as you'd like, right? So you saw here, I just clicked the plus button and I
Yes.
got a second scene for my video experience. Now, on the top of the scene, right, you have this cloud. You can drag and drop your media over to the cloud, or alternatively, you have the ability to tap into existing sources to bring in existing media. So that spans, just your local device itself, Google Drive, Facebook, Dropbox, Instagram, and Unsplash. And you can select from any of those sources to bring your media content right into the Novel platform. One quick plug, as this is a piece of development that's currently underway. We are going through, oops, excuse me.
Yeah.
I just had, there we go.
Yeah.
We are introducing our TikTok connection. So you can actually bring in your existing TikTok content and bring in that video content right into the Novel platform. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to this initial scene view in our storyline builder, and we're now going to focus on what I like to call where the magic happens, which is this animated icon that says Open App Store. Now, when I click on the Open App Store icon, you'll see on the right-hand side that I have a number of the top utilized apps under the Discover tab. Those apps include Shopify, Page Embed, File Download, Lead Generation, Button, and Product. And then one of our technology partnerships is with Koji. Koji is a link in bio company that provides a number of different apps. They host their own app store. And we've curated 16 additional applications that can be paired with video content itself. So you'll see that there are a number of different apps here that can also be paired with video. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to delete this empty scene, and we're going to go ahead and take this process end to end, where we're going to publish this experience. When you go ahead and publish, we require that you confirm your changes, you hit publish, and now we've successfully published the Birchbox experience. You'll see that now the share button here is illuminated, and I now have different distribution mechanisms. So up here in the share tab, or the share modal, we have the first share mechanism, which is being able to copy the URL, which you can customize here. So we've just customized this one to be Birchbox. We also generate a QR code, and this QR code is something that we're seeing customers utilize on package inserts, as well as printing this directly on packaging. So a really cool way to utilize and drive your audience to the video content is when they receive your product, getting this QR code that goes to video. And then a third item, which is being introduced into the user experience, but something that we're currently providing more manually to customers, is a way to embed these, onto their experience, right? So we talked about that a little bit in the intro, but we are exposing more ways to embed these videos across your different channels. Now, before we look at the Birchbox experience, I wanted to just highlight down below this area that says journey details. Now, when you share that link that we talked about up here, what we call a link preview generates. And instead of that link preview looking and feeling like Novel, we're giving customers the opportunity to customize that link preview. So you have the ability to select an image. It can also be a GIF, as well as a title and a description. So when that link is shared, it looks and feels like your brand or your personal customizations display. So I'm gonna go ahead and click out of this. And what we'll do is we'll jump over to another tab here, and we will load up that URL that we just
Birchbox
created.
meets Awesome Woman to create an at-home skin lab with a curated box of personalized skincare products. I had the opportunity to test it out. The box comes with a variety of skincare products along with the test that you take at home. You scan the QR code, input your results in a new box.
So I'm going to mute that here just so I can speak over it. But what you're seeing here is that video content on top paired with a point of sale through Shopify. All of this information is directly pulled from your Shopify store, and directly in context of the video itself, you can check out with that product that you're seeing here. Now, we support individual products, or we support a collection of products for the Shopify instance. So you have the ability to sell multiple products across the full experience. Before we hand it over for questions, I did pull up a number of live examples that can be illustrated across existing customers. And I'm going to start here with our own website. So if you go to bnovel.com, you'll see that we've embedded this video experience on our site. We have 3 different video journeys on the top, and that might be a little confusing to see, but you'll see when I tab left here, it starts with the Nike demo. And if you hit check out our Nike demo, it actually opens the tab and shows you exactly the Nike experience, right? And in the Nike experience, they're utilizing the lead generation app. So you can capture first name, last name, and email address. If I tab to the right, it goes to another piece of video content where Shopify is being leveraged. You'll see this item is out of stock. And then if I tab to the right again, they're using our button app to download the Nike app, right? So it goes directly to the Nike app download. And you can see very quickly how in this 3 video experience, very similar to an Instagram story, you've now driven your audience to take interactions, that they otherwise would have had to go to different places to carry out those actions.
Got it. I think we have a few different comments, questions as well. So one of the thing which people are asking is, what about direct hyperlinks? Not everyone is using Shopify. So can people embed their own links for other web stores or checkouts, carts?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a couple different answers to this, and I think the audience is going to like this. So we have two different paths to get to existing e-commerce platforms. I think even before I started my demo, there was a question in the chat that said, "What about WooCommerce?" So if we point our attention back into the storyline builder and I click on the App Store, one of our apps is called Page Embed. And by adding the Page Embed, you can actually copy and paste your existing e-commerce URL from your product page, as well as customize a button text. And then that product will show up directly in context of the video content itself. So that's my way of saying that Page Embed app is super powerful. You can actually take URLs from all different websites, e-commerce or not e-commerce, and serve up your products directly in context of the video, and your buy buttons or add to cart buttons will still show as a part of that application. The other item that I wanted to show is that another app here is our button app. Now this button app, as I switch the button app, it'll ask me to confirm that I want to switch content. It allows me to navigate across different scenes, but it also allows me to embed an external URL, right? Okay. So if you are looking to drive your audience to another web page, if you do want to bring them outside of that video experience, you have another app that enables you to bring them to that place. So when they click on the bottom button, it will take them exactly to the URL that you provided the app itself.
Excellent. I hope that answers a lot of questions, but because there's quite a few questions around that similar. So let me just see. Yeah, so I think you addressed a lot of those questions because that seems to be the biggest question here. Now, the second important thing is, can this so this can be only embedded in website, or can we publish the video directly to Instagram and TikTok or maybe other social channels?
Yeah, so we get this question quite a bit. I'm glad it's asked because I think it's important that we address the value prop of our product, right? So when we
Yes.
set out to build Novel, we were absolutely aware of the power of social media, right? The power of the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagram. But when we set out to build Novel, we also did quite a bit of research as to where conversion happens, right? Where does an audience member actually decide that they want to attach themselves to you, your product, or your brand? And what we found in that research was that social media is a community of awareness, right? The reason that social media has become so effective is because you're able to harness the community representative here of this group, and you're able to also get a feeling for what that brand is about, right? However, if you look at where that person actually converts, it's in other channels, right? Today we're on a live stream, right?
Yes.
Those channels include your website, they include SMS campaigns, they include physical events, as well as the products that you're receiving. So when we built this to play in the arena outside of social media, right? So the places that our solution or these video experiences can be distributed include SMS campaigns, right? We're also seeing quite a few of our customers take the URL from our platform and they are replacing that URL in their paid ads on the social platforms. So I'd say that's like the one caveat where we are being utilized on social platforms. The second way of distribution is what we saw during the demo, which is the QR code. And then the
Yes.
third way is embedded directly on the website. So there's three key mechanisms that we drive these experiences. You can think of Novel as, how do I bring video into all of my other channels outside of social media?
Got it. So hope that answers your questions, guys. There are quite a few more. Is this deal stackable? So what are the limits currently on Appsumo Campaign? And is there an option for people to buy more codes, stack it into their accounts so they get increased limits?
Yeah, currently we don't have any stacks. We really wanted our deal to encompass everything that is necessary, you know, to get running and actually utilizing the platform. We candidly had the stacking conversation with Appsumo just before we launched,
Yes.
and the recommendation was that we take feedback from the community on what is it that you would want to stack, right? Is it the video amounts? Is it the number of views? And what we've done is, as we've gotten more feedback, instead of making you buy another stack, we've actually just started increasing the limits, right? So providing you more value in the initial deal itself. Where I think multiple codes are necessary, and we've had many customers at this point purchase multiple codes, is if you have different teams, we do recommend that you buy multiple codes so you don't have campaigns that are all muddied together, right? So you have one clean experience in your account. So that's where we would recommend multiple codes. But this is kind of my ask to those who are listening today is, if you're thinking about a stack here, what is it that you want to stack for? Is it the number of videos that you can have on the platform at any one time? Is it still views, even though those are now increased to up to 1 million views per month? We'd love to learn more so we can either introduce a stack or increase the limits that we have as a part of our current deal terms.
Okay. So guys, if you have any more feedback And if you have any further questions on the Appsumo deal itself, feel free to comment. But hopefully that answers your question. You probably, maybe you want to buy multiple accounts then, if that is an option for different use cases. But other than that, I think you have provided sufficient limits in what people buy from one code based on the feedback.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if you have feedback that goes beyond just this live stream, we will make sure we're monitoring the comments in the Facebook groups, and we'll be quick to respond and get additional info. So, don't feel like you need to urgently put it in the chat here. We'll make sure that we're in the conversation post this live stream.
Okay. There's a question here regarding. Okay, let me take this one first. Pamela is asking future upgrade path. So, Pamela, I'm not sure what you mean. But if there is an option to add more views or things like that, if that's your question, would Appsumo users be getting an additional discount if you? They want to increase the limits in future, or can they? Pamela, can you clarify a little bit? And then the next question I have related to that is the plan which you are offering on Appsumo. What kind of updates should users be getting from that plan in the future as you add more features into Novel platform, right? Would the users be getting access to all those features for what you have included? Because that's one of the biggest questions people have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the answer is yes. So as we continue to develop the platform, much of the Appsumo deal aligns with what we call our scale plan. And all Appsumo users will receive all feature updates that are included within that scale plan. I'd say the biggest difference between the scale plan and what the Appsumo deal includes is the number of views. Right. So you'll continue to get all new feature updates. Our goal in all of our future packages is to make sure you have access to all the features and functionalities of the platform. Right. We'll look for other levers to differentiate our different packages, but we want you to be incentivized to utilize the features and the functions of the platform. So that's my long-winded way of saying you can expect that the features as we develop them and introduce new ones in the future will be available by default as a part of this Appsumo offering.
Okay. Does Novel work with Facebook Cpas? So any type of Facebook collaborative performance advertising solutions, does Novel work with that?
Currently, no, we don't work with Cpas, but right now we're working through, like I said at the start, our different analytical functions and providing different. You can think of them as like pixel tracking or Google Analytics to integrate directly into Novel, so you can leverage your existing data platforms to pull data directly from Novel itself. So not there today, but an area like we mentioned is something we're doubling down on and doing quite a bit of research on now to understand where we should make our biggest investment.
Okay. So there are some questions around the media. Can the media we upload be any dimension? So, and then also formats as well, if we can add to that. So what kind of formats do you support? And then video dimension.
Yeah, so the dimensions, any dimension can be accepted on our platform. So what happens, not to get too technical, is when you upload or select the media that you want to serve up within the mobile experience, we do what's called an optimization. So we look at that media asset and we optimize it for all different types of screen sizes, everything from desktop to tablet to mobile. And based on how your viewer is consuming that content, we will make sure that they can see the full context of the media that you provided. So again, a little bit more detailed, but you're able to upload any different dimension. And then most of the widely accepted media files can be uploaded. So, everything from images, GIFs, and on the actual video side, MP4, movies. So, it's pretty wide spanning in terms of the media types that can be uploaded. I see there's a comment here. My brain is just exploding with multiple use cases. It's exciting to hear that, and I can tell you, it's even more rewarding to watch these novel video experiences out in the wild, because we're really seeing our customers thrive. One fun fact for this group on the e-commerce side, we're doing quite a bit of A/B testing between legacy solutions like different conversion points and the novel video experiences. And across our existing customer set, we're seeing just north of an 11% bump in conversion for product sales. So we have a case study that actually just was completed that represents this, but the early signs of how video paired with that interactive point is really driving more conversion is exciting for the full novel team. And I think those of you who are listening here today should absolutely take advantage of that.
Excellent. Is a scene one full uninterrupted video? So if we need to add interactivity, we need to add more scenes.
Yeah, so it's current state. There's one app, so one interactive point per video segment. So yeah, one full uninterrupted video can have an app. If you click on that app, the video will continue to play. So if I can draw your attention to, let's go back to the Birchbox example here, right? If we start this one from the beginning, right, and I click on this app down below, I'll mute this so I can speak, but you'll see the video actually goes 16:9, and I can still interact down here as the video continues to play. Now, if I wanted to add a second app or a second interactive point, I would need to create a second scene to drive to that second interactive point.
Okay. Hope that answers your question. A few more comments here. I'm going to get to that in a second. What happens if we reach the deal display limits?
By display limits, do we mean views or
views? Yeah.
Views? So if we go over the views, in current state, we will probably just work with that user to allow them to continue in the short term, because we haven't had anyone hit the 1 million per month limit yet. So we want to explore like what types of use cases are driving this. How exactly do you intend to kind of drive volume to your native space in the future? So candidly, it's something we want to see and understand before we define how we're going to charge for it. So I know that might not be the perfect answer, but I think you can rest assured that if you get close to that 1 million limit, we will be in discussion with you about your use case and how we can help you optimize for that in the future.
Yeah, Grant, on that, if someone gets close to 1 million views, I'll say it right now, we'll give them a couple extra free codes for them to give to friends, and that's a challenge. I'd love to see someone get close to 1 million. That'd be great.
There we go. So, okay, excellent. So I guess people should go ahead and accept that challenge.
Yeah, I would love
who
that.
gets to 1 million views. So thank you. So there's a comment here. So each scene is tied to only one action: polling, lead gen, link buttons, etc. The other questions I have about the aspect ratio: is this vertical format the only one available? Is there a way to manipulate uploaded videos? Example, cropping, trim, etc.
Yes. So on the first question, we have optimized for that vertical mobile format. I will say that the experience is responsive. And what that means is, drawing you back to the actual live experience, I'm going to shrink down my browser, and you'll see that as I get to certain screen sizes, that it optimizes, and it's not showing properly on the live stream, but
Yeah.
my the experience will actually fill up whatever container or whatever screen size you have. So as long as it stays in a vertical format, it will optimize for this. And as the browser gets to different aspect ratios, it will expand it even further. So the whole experience is responsive. We are actively looking out for our usage metrics, the split between mobile usage and desktop usage. I'll tell you now that mobile is heavily favored at 96% of users are consuming these experiences on mobile.
Yes.
And just about, 3%, 3 to 4% mobile, and then the rest on tablet. We were prioritizing the optimization for a larger screen size accordingly, based on that data. And then in terms of trimming and cropping your video, this is that exact feature, or that ask, is on our roadmap. Something for all of you to know is that we will start moving closer towards a content creation focused storyline builder. So today you can bring in your uploaded video, but in the future there will be a recording studio where you can record yourself directly on the platform and then do exactly those functions that were just asked, which is trimming your video, cropping it. We're looking at different overlays of video. So think of like closed captioning, as well as different animations on top of the video. So more to come on the content creation side, not currently on platform, but something that we are going to be introducing.
Grant, question for you.
Sure.
If I were to upload not a 9:16 but a 16:9 video, what would happen?
Yeah. So if you have more of a landscape video on that's uploaded, we provide this really premium experience where in all of what we call the black space or the empty space on the experience, we'll actually do a premium blur. So it'll look like a really immersive experience for someone who's consuming this on mobile, where you can still sort of see exactly what's going on in a larger view above and below that video content.
Excellent. So I guess that answers a lot of your questions around trimming, any type of, there's quite a few things on the roadmap as well, which is great. Are there any integrations planned with any type of video creation platforms which have been offered on LTD in the past? As in, if people are creating a video in some different tool which was offered in LTD and which is popular, would they be imported in some way? Have you received any such request?
Yeah, so we haven't candidly had a ton of requests to directly integrate with the content creation platforms. Many of them make it easy to export and bring directly over into our platform, but it's not something we wouldn't introduce, right? Like we absolutely would love to learn more about which of those solutions you'd like us to integrate with. Where are you bringing your content from? What are the tools that you're using to bring it over? Because we would love to make it as seamless as possible to get your content in the right place, as so you're not moving across platforms so much.
So there's a compliment here for you from Ruhani. He's saying, so far your team approach in social media looks really graceful, which is important part first. So kudos to that, Joe and Grant. That's a compliment for you guys. Okay.
Ruhani, we appreciate that.
Peter is saying, are there different kind of user roles in the accounts? I mean, like admin and editor, or maybe restricted to a specific folder or something.
Yeah, so this is currently all team members get all access and permissions. It's almost as if you're looking at today's work docket, Peter, because the team is currently working on user security roles, which we will be implementing different parts and different permissions across the platform, so you can assign roles. So the best way to think about how it will work is all of your Google products, how when you define an owner, an editor, or a viewer, we will adopt a very similar pattern where when you add new people to your team, you can define what exactly they can do. One sort of sneak peek combo to have here is this is going to enable us to support more of like an agency or a multiple team structure as well. So imagine that you have, multiple different businesses that you're managing across Novel. You'll have a way to toggle between those different accounts, and so that you can cleanly organize the different campaigns or video experiences, and that will respect the security that we were just speaking to.
Okay, great. I think we are about 10 minutes from the hour. So let me take a few more comments and maybe we can do some closing comments, talk a little bit more, and then do the giveaway. So there's a comment here from Lyle. He's talking about his use case. He's saying, I can see us using this one for one of the nonprofits I serve too, short videos of our projects and then links to our donation page. Yeah,
we've had a couple of nonprofits utilize the platform already, and they've with that web page embed, they've embedded the donation page directly in the app itself. So not, totally eliminating that friction for someone to have to go to another website. They can do the donation directly in context of the video. So highly recommend you trying that out with our web page embed.
Excellent. So we are going to, so we have quite a few people who are accepting the challenge for 1 million views. So maybe you can run some sort of a promo, and people who are doing 1 million views using a Novel platform, as Joe mentioned, maybe they win something, right? So quite a few people.
No cheating though. No cheating.
Yes. That's why I said, careful what you say on the video, because people will hold you to it. So,
yeah.
Okay.
We'll be able to track if people are cheating though and faking the views.
Yes. There's a question here. Where do we see Novel in next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah. So this is a great question. And I think about this quite often as I lead the product for Novel. So if we break down, the next 12 months, what I've done to help the team really grasp what we're going after and how we're going to be successful is each quarter has a different theme, right? Like what are we going to focus on in terms of customer value for each quarter? And the current quarter that we just entered at the start of July, Q3, the theme is all around data insights. So you can expect that over the next 3 months that we are going to be investing and looking for ways for that return on investment, for how do we bring the insight to you as the customer, and so that you can make really informed decisions about your video content. That spans everything from like the metrics that I spoke to earlier to best practices on which video experiences are performing best across all of our customers, right? Or
Yes.
which apps are best on scene 1 versus scene 3. So I would say Q3 is all about the data analytics and insights. Q4, we transition into that content creation theme that was brought up earlier on the call, right? And this is being able to introduce the recording studio with really lightweight tools to optimize that video for your audience. I talk about this with Joe a lot. If you guys are familiar with the mailing service, there's this concept of the last mile, where a carrier will pick up the package and actually deliver it to your door, separate from the carrier that actually shipped it.
Yes.
And I think we have an obligation as a video platform to help customers go that last mile. Okay, I've created my video content, but I need to do these 3 or 4 small things before it's ready for my audience, right?
Yes.
So in Q4, we think about content creation and providing our customers with the tools that are necessary to get their video content or their media to that last mile. Now, as we go into Q1 and Q2 of 2023, we've definitely defined our different themes for that point in time. One area in Q1 that we will continue to invest in is our open developer platform. So that app store that you saw on the right-hand side, we work today with existing customers to introduce new apps that everyone can take advantage of. And our vision around that developer environment really stems from an open community building apps that meet their needs, and then everyone being able to take advantage of it. So being able to create that framework where anybody can introduce new applications and pair that application, with their video content itself. Last but not least, I do want to just touch on, some of the themes that will never go away. We know how important performance is across video content. That's something that will be a focus for us in every quarter moving forward. When I say performance, I mean making sure these videos load at a fast pace, right? Making sure that they're optimal for the different distribution channels. Of course, we're always going to leave capacity for customer feedback and making sure we're iterating on our existing technology.
Fantastic. So I hope a lot of the queries have been answered. We'll take the last 5 comments or questions, and then we move on to the giveaway. And before the giveaway, of course, any closing comments from Joe and Grant as well. So where do we see, we covered that. Does Novel work with e-commerce store from Squarespace?
So this would be similar to an earlier question. So with our web page embed, you can take your product pages, the URL for your product page, and embed it directly within our video. You can also link directly out to your Squarespace store. So you do have ways in current state to drive your audience to e-commerce platforms outside of Shopify. And then it looks like the next question here is about customizing the button, like a design studio. So this falls exactly into that content creation theme.
Yes.
We're actually, I saw earlier this week, the first renderings for the ability to customize that button. In addition to just customizing the button, there are other areas of investment on that button, which include where do we position the button, or can I make the button a picture, or instead of having someone click the button, can that drawer be defaulted to open, right, when someone first gets into the video, so they don't have to go through that click. So those are all improvements that are coming to the actual button itself. And based on some of the feedback that we've received, my gut tells me that those improvements might make it into the product before Q4. That's just an initial reading, but there's a lot of really flavorful sort of feedback around different opportunities with customizing the button.
Okay. Quick question here. This may have been asked, but is the length of advice length of the video? But is the length of the advice length of the video?
Yeah. So I think you're going to get a different answer with whoever you ask. We work with a handful of agencies, and I can tell you, if you're looking for the snappiest video content with, you know, a clear call to action, the market recommended length for a micro video is 6 to 15 seconds. I know that sounds super short, but I've heard many agencies that we work with recommend that to clients. I think it all depends on what you are actually trying to get your audience to achieve, right? If this is a beauty or fashion product, 6 to 15 seconds might be perfect, right? But if you're selling your coaching sessions, or your business is a personalized business like real estate, right? Those are not pieces of video content that can be captured in 6 or 15 seconds. That value needs to be a lot longer.
Yes.
So we see that those videos, you know, go anywhere from, you know, 45 seconds to like the early minute mark, right? So I'd recommend trying to keep that video consumable, because you are trying to hook your customer. And then one last comment on this. We do have customers that have longer form video that are seeing success. So despite even all the best practices and recommendations, we do have customers that have videos up to 20 minutes that serve directly in the mobile experience. It all depends on what exactly you are driving and who your audience is. So again, no perfect answer, but hopefully some of what I provided is helpful. Can we use it for more? What was that?
Yeah, no, definitely makes sense, right? It would be on an individual preference or what you want to achieve from that video, right? So curious, can we use it for one-on-one research like video ask? So I guess the question is like, can a user respond with video? I guess unless you embed it with a URL where you can record a video, then maybe.
Yeah, so this absolutely can be used exactly like video ask. So because we generate URLs, there are quite a few use cases, notably in the sales and the talent acquisition space. We see many recruiters that take a personalized video of themselves and they say, "Hi, I'm Grant, and we're recruiting for this software engineering position. And just below, you can apply directly to my job," right? And then that button either opens up the job or it goes directly to the job itself. And then that recruiter is taking the link from Novel and leveraging it on LinkedIn, right? So they're just sending it through LinkedIn messages. So, you know, I wanted to give you a little bit of a use case there, but the short answer is yes, these can absolutely be used similar to video ask amongst all of the other different ways of distributing.
That's very good. I mean, tons of use cases in terms of what you can do. Any webhooks triggered on, for example, lead generation submission?
Yeah, so currently no, but we're going to be introducing Zapier as a solution. So you'll be able to take the different hooks from each of our apps and pass that data to any of your solutions. Right? There's thousands of different Zapier endpoints that you can pass the data to. And the goal is exactly how it was described. If you're capturing leads in Novel, when a lead comes in, that you will be able to pass that data directly to your own CRM. So not there today, but is something that we will be introducing as a part of a Zapier integration.
Okay, there is a question here. Do you have a Facebook group page? So if you don't, you can create one, Joe and Grant, and then welcome to post a link as well. So you can have your own Facebook group, and then, the discussion can be all focused on Novel, right? It's a great way to collect some feedback as well as encourage people to post videos and links to what they are doing with Novel. Would be good for testimonials. So Steve, yes, it would be great for testimonials. Actually, you can do so many different things, right? Like you could give a testimonial, embed an affiliate link, so many different use cases with testimonials, or have testimonials on your site too. So
I just want to say I'm seeing all the feedback on Zapier, and this is exactly like this feedback is exactly what's helpful for us, right? It sounds like the community wants just a webhook here because of cost. Looks like Zapier is very expensive, so that's something that we will absolutely take into account. So keep that type of feedback coming. This is perfect. This is why we're doing this live stream, so we can understand, the best way to position you getting the data that you own. So very much appreciated. Ruhani, looks like Ruhani, you had a question earlier about a bit more technical question in terms of embedding this into a blog post. We will be serving up just an iframe code for you to copy that and put directly into your blog post. If that's something you want to do today, we've been providing this to many customers already. For a way to just embed this on their blog or on their website.
Okay. What is the experience like when someone clicks an outside site and then return? Will the position in video be remembered?
Yep. So when you leave a tab, it's going to stop on that exact point in time, and then when you return, it'll pick up right where you left off. So it will not continue to play. So it will remember your spot.
Okay. We still have a few comments and questions. So Joe and Grant, my request is when we finish the live stream, if there are certain things which we haven't answered, maybe you can take some time later today and answer those queries, right? But feel free to post your Facebook group as well. And then if you make a post there, most of those queries should be answered. So you don't have to go and answer them all the time, right? Okay. So there is a comment here from Kwan. He's saying we should chat. We are a brand and marketing agency. Yes, Kwan, feel free to reach out to Joe or Grant and then discuss your use case, or if you want to work with them on anything else. Okay. So I guess we've covered a lot of these things. One last question for you guys. Are you bootstrapped? Did you get any funding? Are you going to look for funding in the future? How do you plan to expand now from here on?
Yeah, so it's been a combination of angels. We've had a couple customers invest as well, which is great. We recently have taken in a little bit of venture capital money, and my job is always kind of fundraising, but more formally near the end of the year, we'll be looking to raise a round for expansion, right? So to bring on more team members, more support, and prior to the end of the year, we'll be more formally initiating like a round.
Okay, great. So guys, I apologize if we haven't covered some of the questions because there's just literally so many different comments, and thank you for all the lovely response. But I'm sure Joe and Grant are going to be part of the community. They're going to have their own group, and they're going to address those questions if we haven't covered them today. We can move to the more fun stuff now. We can do the giveaway and draw 3 names for an LTD code each for Novel. So thank you for all the generosity, Joe and Grant. And once we do the giveaway, we can do some closing comments and close it off. So thank you guys. Please stick around. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, just give me a few minutes here, guys. Because I have to collect the names while I'm doing the stream as well. So I think I've got everyone covered here. But if not,
And Nilesh, while you're doing that,
yes.
just so everyone knows, we'll definitely be actively engaging in the Facebook group, and we'll look at creating our own group. But there are multiple ways to reach out to us. We want to talk to all of you if you have feedback, and I think it's important that you guys understand that we have a chat directly on our website, and it's Joe, myself, and our small team behind that chat. So we'll be the ones that you contact directly. We also have support@bnovel.com. That's support@benovel.com. And we will answer that as well. Like we said throughout the call, we're a small team. So you can rest assured that it will be one of us that actually answers those questions. So whichever way is more comfortable for you, please do reach out. Looks like there was some interest on the agency side, and we've been taking many of those agency calls and establishing those relationships as well. So feel free to reach out, and we'll get you kicked off.
Okay. So I think I'm ready. Let me go ahead and let me add Grant here. 1 second. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to read out the names really quick. So guys, if you don't hear your name or if you don't see your name, let me know. Okay. So I'll give you 2 more minutes after I read the names to go ahead and comment. Okay. So before, wait a second. Okay, guys, don't. Okay. Let me just hear. Okay. So we have. Okay. So we have. No, 1 second. What am I doing wrong here? No. Okay. So we have Corey Sanders. We have Ivan Gutierrez, Aditya Sharma, BL Samota, Ranveer Mehta, Peter, Umar Latif, Suhas Bhatt, Tuhin Kumar Kar, Steve Bessler, Lawrence Anthony, Aristotle, Kwan Harsono, Ruhani, Mark Warren, Tariq Khan, Ivan Cho, Ankit, Unes, Lyle Weber, Mats Hansen, Alberto, Ahmed, Yemi Arroyo, Mifras Mohammed, Sajwal, Pamela Lai, Marsha McDonald, Hugs Johnson, Anne's name, Sam Jasani, Jason Blake. Okay. So if I have missed anybody, now is your chance. Okay. Just let me know in the comments. All right. Okay. Abdul Rahman. All right. Okay. I will add you. Okay. 1 second. Laura. All right. We have quite a few. Okay. Laura Havman. Okay. Javed Ahmedi. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ruani. So I've added Laura, Abdul, and Ahmedi. Okay. So all the best to everyone. We're going to do a draw for 3 giveaways for the LTD code for novels. So good luck, everyone. And thanks for all your participation and all the lovely questions and comments. And thanks for your generosity, Joe and Grant. Okay. So let's go ahead. All right. This is a long spin. Sorry, guys. I want to keep it a little bit fair, but there we go. All right. And those who win, for these codes, please, I request you to, once you redeem the code, share it in the community. What about the platform, the good things, what can be improved, what you don't like as well. So just has to be a fair review. And I would encourage any winners to go ahead and share that, okay, in the community. So, okay, Sam, I did not add the music, but I'll add it to the next one. Okay. Okay, so congratulations, Ranveer. You won yourself a lifetime code for Novel. Congratulations on the win. Once you redeem it, I guess you can give some feedback to the community, because it's important what you think of the platform and your use case as well. So congratulations. Going to the next one. There we go, Sam. We have music as well.
Hey.
All right. Yeah. So there we go. So we have the second winner. Unes, congratulations. I'll let you know how to go ahead and redeem the code. And the last one. So good luck to everyone. And we're going to do the last draw here. Okay. Yeah, so we have Lawrence Anthony. Lawrence, congratulations. So you won the third LTD license for Novel. Congratulations on your win. Congratulations to all the winners. And for those who did not win, thank you again for your participation and all the lovely questions. I guess we will do a few more giveaways and hope you win then, right? So let me go back to our screen here. Joe and Grant, lovely session. I thoroughly enjoyed it, getting an overview of the platform and answering all the questions. And I'm sure Novel will go to places with your excellent team, your attitude, and the platform you have built, right? So any closing comments, and we can let you enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Yeah, I think the only closing comment necessary is just thank you to everyone here. Thanks for taking the time to watch the demo. We're excited to welcome you all to the Novel community. Nilesh said this earlier, provide us with your feedback and with reviews, but we want them to be organic. We don't want to force reviews. We just want quality feedback that will help us iterate on the product over time. So if you do wind up purchasing our code on Appsumo, let us know what you like, what can be improved, and how we can provide you with more value. So thank you so much again. We look forward to engaging with everyone here in the Facebook group and beyond. And hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend.
Excellent.
That was well said, Grant. I don't have much more to add other than when you're in the platform, we have an area for you to give feedback directly, and we also have a way for you to book sessions with us if you want to hop on a call and just ideate together. I think something we're really excited about as well, and we're already getting feedback on, are ideas for additional apps. We love that, right? We have 20 today, but part of our vision is that video is not going anywhere, but business goals and individual entrepreneurial goals, they change, right? And we want the extensibility of the micro apps to reflect that. So we love that type of feedback as well. Thanks for the time, everybody. This has been fun.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks again, Grant and Joe, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
We're gonna take on the world.